Test, test. Alright, we got under 2 minutes to go. Alright, looks like it's about to start.
I'm excited about what comes next. It's a future that is beyond any one company, that will be made by all of us.
I believe.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Connect. Last year, we shared our vision for the metaverse, a future where you can be present together with the people you care about, where you can teleport into any experience from anywhere, where your devices just get out of the way and you can focus on the people you're with and the experiences you're having. I think that this is some of the most amazing technology of our generation. It's going to open up opportunities to build incredible things. We believe in this vision so deeply that we renamed our whole company after it. And we're in a moment now when a lot of the technologies that will power the metaverse are starting to take off. There are more people in VR than ever before, more creators building worlds, more developers building apps, more brands getting into virtual goods, and more companies getting into the metaverse.
Yeah, that is true.
This is great to see. It's a
The
sign
big companies are
the
all
future
trying to get
isn't
into the
so
metaverse.
far away. I know a lot of you are excited about this future. You're already living it. Building new worlds, hanging out in VR, exploring what's possible. And we've been with you since the start. Look at what we've announced at Connect over the years. The first modern VR device. The first standalone headset, no wires, no external sensors. The first developers to make millions of dollars in revenue. The first hands in virtual reality. And today, we're gonna take another big step forward. So this one is for you, the believers. The people who always thought that this was where technology should go, but who know that the future doesn't just happen. You have to build it with your bare hands. The people who'd rather be early than fashionably late. Well, we've got something to share with you today, and I think you're gonna be really excited.
He's talking about the Quest Pro.
But before we get to that, let's take a look at the progress that we're seeing across the ecosystem. To do that, here's Boz, Meta's CTO and the head of Reality Labs. Hey, Boz.
Pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah, we'll get to that a little later. But first, let's talk about some of the progress that we're seeing across the ecosystem. You know, Quest 2 is the first virtual reality device to go mainstream, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for people to build.
Yeah, the ecosystem is growing nicely. About 1 in 3 apps in the Quest store are making revenues in the millions. 33 titles have made more than 10 million in gross revenue,
What's up,
and that's up
Fitzy?
from 22 just this February. And the number of
Monkey
apps making
and
over $5
Mr.
million has
Lizard.
doubled since last year. This is what it looks like when a whole new platform takes off.
Yeah, and it shows that there's real demand for high-quality VR experiences.
Yeah, those experiences are gonna keep getting better with all the new things that we're announcing today. I mean, developers have been pushing the boundaries on Quest 2, using tools like hand tracking and presence platform.
Yeah, and the creativity that you're all bringing to this is pretty awesome. You know, as the platform grows, we're focused on making it even easier to develop for. And philosophically, we're focused on making the ecosystem more open.
Part of this means giving developers different options for reaching their audiences beyond the Quest store. so people can stream apps over link from PC or sideload them. Some of the best apps on Quest 2 today started in our App Lab, our open distribution channel. Great titles like Smash Drums, Ancient Dungeon, Puzzling Places, and more.
Yeah, and we expect that the opportunities here are just going to keep growing as more devices come on the market and more people get into VR. And we're going to keep pushing to make the next computing platform more open. Now, in terms of what people are actually building, beyond games, a lot of the most interesting work that we're seeing is around social experiences.
This has been a big change. I mean, at first glance, many people assume that virtual reality is a fundamentally single-player experience, something that you do on your own, kind of away from the rest of the world. But we've never looked at it that way. From the very beginning, a decade ago when we first started on this journey, we believed it would be a great social platform. That's why we got into it.
Yeah, I mean, back when we started working on this, we believed that over time, social experiences would become the main way that people would use VR. And that's coming true. Today, the top apps in the Quest Store are social metaverse apps. And this is pretty much the same thing that we've seen with every other computing platform. A lot of the most compelling use cases for new technology come when you build things that help people connect. And that's the whole reason why we're in this space.
Yeah, this has been the story of every computing platform we've seen so far. Whether that's email on desktop, instant messaging on laptops, or video calls on the phone. Every technology platform has brought great value to my life. But what I value most is the ways they keep me more connected with the people I care the most about.
And I think this will be especially true for VR and eventually AR because they deliver a deep feeling of presence, right? It's that sensation that you're actually with another person or in another place. And that's what's so powerful about this platform compared to everything else that's come before. Every other computing platform is built around apps. And now we have the chance to change that. For the first time, we can build technology centered around people and how we actually experience the world. That's because the metaverse is first person, right? You feel like you're in it, right? You should be able to teleport anywhere with the people you want to engage with and bring all your stuff with you. It should be less siloed than a traditional app model and fundamentally more about feeling present with other people.
We gotta have Vishal here to talk more about that.
All right, hey Vishal, why don't you guys take it from here?
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
See you, Mark.
See ya.
Hey, Vishal.
Hey, boss. Yeah, this social shift has been one of the biggest changes we've seen over the last couple of years. When Quest 2 first launched, the vast majority of time spent in VR was spent alone. Today, the majority of time spent is in multiplayer apps.
And the most popular apps on Quest are social. I mean, that's a huge deal. Apps like VR Chat have established these new places for people to spend time together in virtual reality, and they're thriving.
That's right. And people are doing all sorts of things together. They're playing games, they're hanging out, they're learning new hobbies, they're showing up as avatars who represent who they are and maybe who they want to be. And there's so many new things you can do once you get beyond the limitations of the physical space that we live in. This social shift is happening everywhere.
YouTube VR is a great example. It's one of the most popular apps on the Meta Quest 2, and the YouTube team's working to make the experience even more social. So in the future, when you're together with friends in Horizon Home, you'll be able to watch and share YouTube videos just like you might do together in the physical world. Watch videos together, share content from your favorite creators, or experience something completely new, like a underwater manta ray adventure off of a private island in Southeast Asia. And when you look at where the internet is going, there's this big move towards creation and shared experiences. And we're seeing the same impulse to build and explore together in VR.
Absolutely. Some of the best experiences in Horizon Worlds right now are hanging out with your friends in Nope's Haywood Ranch or recording a podcast on Rooftop 42. There are worlds to celebrate the
Oh,
Lunar
that's
New
super
Year,
cool.
to make
Recording
music
a
together,
podcast in
worlds
Horizon
to
Worlds.
roast marshmallows in, or just to get a party started. We're seeing all sorts of people build worlds like these, from first-time creators to world-class entertainers. And today, we're announcing a multi-year collaboration to bring NBC Universal's iconic content to life through experiences in the metaverse. Starting next year, Meta and NBCU will co-create experiences around The Office, Universal Monsters, DreamWorks, Blumhouse, Halloween Horror Nights, and so much more. Fans will be able
I
to
love to
engage in
see
these
The
experiences
Office.
in Horizon Worlds, at Universal Studios theme parks, and customize their avatars. Last but not least, the Peacock app is coming to Quest.
There are so many worlds out there to see, more than we could ever show at an event like this. But what's more important is what's in those worlds, and the feeling you get when you're with other people. That's why we're so excited about building out Horizon Worlds as a next-generation social platform, where the connection happens in real time.
It always comes back to wanting to feel connected. And if we really want the metaverse to feel social, we need to open these worlds and experiences to everyone. They can't be limited to VR.
Yeah, the metaverse should be accessible across all kinds of screens and devices. And you should be able to jump in and join your friends from anywhere.
That's why we're developing Horizon Worlds on the web, so that you can access it from a computer or any mobile device. If you're watching a comedy show, for example, you can send the link to your friends and they can join
you
without a
can
headset,
get it from
no matter where they are.
your phone. That
It's
was
just more fun when the gang's all together.
okay. Mark
Making
Zuckerberg
these
was
virtual
talking about
worlds
this
accessible through any device
maybe 3
takes
months
their
ago.
ability to connect people to another level.
This is going to be the first way a lot of people around the world experience a virtual world.
For sure. And while the web doesn't give the full VR experience, it opens it to an entirely new population of developers, creators, and people.
Absolutely. We want everyone to be able to have the most immersive experience. But it's going to be a while before there are enough headsets out there. So this will be a huge step for helping people experience it for themselves.
Especially when we think about creators. For people and businesses building virtual worlds, this means your potential audience will become so much bigger. Right now, there's a growing metaverse economy that only VR users can access. That's about to change.
And when you see something amazing in a virtual world, you'll also be able to capture and share it, just like you would if you were in the physical world.
Yeah, this is actually a place where Meta's apps are going to play a huge role. We have these deep ecosystems for creators to connect with audiences and share their work. And virtual worlds will become just another place where great content can be made. We're now testing a way for you to take a video in Horizon Worlds and easily share it straight to Instagram as a reel. This will be one of the very early connections between Meta's apps and Horizon Worlds, and there'll be a lot more to come. We're also connecting some of the best
That'd be
creators on
kinda cool.
Instagram with some great builders in
You can
Horizon
get it on
Worlds to
Instagram,
see
more
what kinds
people
of
will
things
see
they
it,
can make
which in turn,
together.
like some
So
of
keep
those
your eyes
people
on the
will
feed
buy it
for that.
and
So
kind
the
of
ways people can experience these virtual spaces
goes
are
that
evolving
route.
fast. But the tools you need to actually build them also matter. And so we've got some great news for creators here too.
This is another big expansion in what's possible. It used to be that you had to build everything in headset. And now we're seeing some incredible worlds being built by everyday users outside of VR in Creta, a game and world building platform available on Facebook.
We're expanding the creative toolkit beyond VR too. You'll be able to use TypeScript, a powerful scripting language, to make more dynamic and interactive worlds. And we're making it so you'll be able to import tri-mesh items into Horizon Worlds and build parts of your world using 3D content creation tools like Maya, Blender, and Adobe Substance 3D.
These are high quality tools that professionals use to build in 3D. And one of the main benefits of supporting them is the graphics quality they produce. Now, it will take a while to integrate all of these tools, but the result will be things looking a whole lot better.
This is one of the most important pieces. We started with simple graphics, and we're doing a ton of work to meaningfully improve how Horizon will look and feel over the next year. The metaverse needs to feel inspiring.
There's some really awesome stuff coming here. We're working with Epic Games to bring Creative Commons licensed content from the Sketchfab library to Horizon Worlds. Our ultimate goal is
working
for the
with
metaverse
Epic
to feel
Games.
just like any other social experience,
You know,
big
that's-
or small.
That's
So the
going down the
virtual
rabbit.
spaces you
That's
build
going down the
and
road
share
of
always need to be huge worlds
getting
that are open to
Fortnite
everyone. And one thing we're thinking
natively
about a
on
lot
the Meta
is your
Quest.
home in the metaverse.
Right. There are public spaces for everyone, but it's just as important to think about the personal spaces that are yours. Your home in the metaverse should be accessible no matter what device you're using. And it should be a social space where you can invite your friends no matter what devices they're using. And you should feel the same level of comfort and ownership as you do in your home in the physical world.
That's right, and this means that nobody should enter without your permission. You're in control of who stays and leaves, and what's said in these spaces is personal. But you can also share them if you want. Here's what this personal space looks like right now. So ideally, it's like the physical world. Your personal space is where you should feel most like you.
This is all great stuff. Thanks, Vishal. And I can't wait to see what's next. The social platform of VR is still taking shape. At the other end of the spectrum, you have probably the most established part of the ecosystem, gaming. So let's talk more about all the incredible things happening in that space. Here's Melissa Brown, our head of developer relations. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Boz. And hi to everyone joining us for Connect. This part of the VR ecosystem is truly thriving. It feels like every week developers ship another amazing game for Quest 2. Titles like Little Cities, Golf
Absolutely.
Plus, or Red Matter 2,
Yes.
which look beautiful and are so much fun to play.
If you want an example of just how fast this platform is growing, take a look at The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners from Skydance Interactive. It's now surpassed $50 million in revenue on Quest alone, nearly double its revenue from all other platforms.
Or look at Zenith the Last City from Ramen VR. It took only 24 hours for it to make its first million in revenue on the Quest store. And Resident Evil 4 from Capcom and Armature Studios made 2 million its first day. Blade and Sorcery Nomad from Warp Frog made its first million in just 2 days. A number of other devs have also done so in as little as 3 days.
This kind of velocity is why I'm so optimistic about the future for VR developers.
Now
To date,
they're trying to get to the
$1.5 billion
content or the
has been
VR
spent
game
on games
creators.
apps in the Quest store.
Say,
And
hey,
it's
you
hard
can
to
make a lot of
believe when you
money
see what's already
if
dropped
you make a
this
good
year.
game, which
There's
means
so
that
many
we'll
more
get a
still
lot
to
more
come.
better
And today
games,
we're gonna
which,
share a few of them with
you know, a lot of people
What are you most
like
excited
the
about, Melissa?
software side of it
How about
a lot more than the
we
hardware
start
side
with
of
a
it.
trailer from the latest team to join Oculus Studios.
Your past has caught up with you.
Why'd you stop selling weapons
Iron
to
Man?
me?
You can't change the past.
I want to change the world.
All systems back online.
Look alive out there, Stark!
The world needs you, Tony. The world needs Iron Man.
Marvel's Iron Man VR has been one of those dream projects for us. We've been fans since it launched, and we could not be more excited for the talented teams at Camouflage and Endeavor One to bring the game to MetaQuest 2 this November, along with our partners at Sony Interactive Entertainment and Marvel Entertainment. Next is the multiplayer phenomenon, Population 1, which is evolving in a big way this December, with the debut of Population 1 Sandbox, a robust, user-generated map creator. You can take the action anywhere, limited only by your imagination. A moon base, a Viking village, or a fight with swords in zero-G. If you're not a creator, no worries. You can discover and play through new or featured community maps with your friends. The team at Big Box VR is excited to bring endless replayability to Population 1.
That looks awesome. I'm pumped for the next title, though.
Yes, calling all crewmates. You know you've been waiting for
Oh,
an
it's Among Us.
VR release date ever since it was announced at the Game Awards. Well, wait no longer. Inner Sloth, Robot Teddy, and Shell Games will release Among Us VR for ages 13 plus on MetaQuest 2 on November 10th. And
Oh, November 10th.
pre-orders open today. Soon you'll be betraying friends from a first-person perspective.
And that's in less than a month.
This next title is also fun, but in a more terrifying way. It's time to check the itinerary for our upcoming trip to New Orleans.
Now, we promised folks the next installment in the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners series would be out later this year.
Let's take a look at Skydance Interactive's Chapter 2, Retribution.
Well, look at you, tourist. The living getting more desperate. Guess you ain't the only one who thrives on creating havoc. Gonna take nothing short of a miracle to survive what's coming. Wherever the tourist goes, death ain't far behind.
It's 2 years in the making, and new faces, places, weapons, gear, and loot await you as you head towards a final showdown that will decide the fate of New Orleans.
All right, and we have one more to show, right?
Right, our friends at Skydance have also been working on something new. Here is your first sneak peek.
Skydance. Behemoth.
This is only possible because of the developers on this journey with us. It's a testament to the things that you've built and the people you've delighted and inspired with your work. You continue to push the boundaries
I
of
haven't
what's
seen this
possible
game.
time and again.
I gotta
and
look
you
more
show us
into
There's
that.
a lot more ground to break. When we launched the original Quest in 2019, we could not have imagined that just a few years later, we'd have games like Red Matter 2 and Medal of Honor Above and Beyond running on a mobile chipset. But you've made it happen. The pass-through modes and apps showed us the early promise of mixed reality. And we're so excited to see how you will revolutionize this space the way that you did with VR.
Totally. And the best experiences also incorporate some kind of unique movement, which brings a really different dimension compared to our other gaming platforms.
That's been the key to fitness apps, which have turned out to be some of the best experiences you can have in virtual reality. Developers have hit on the winning combination of a physical workout and the virtual immersion of a headset to make something completely new, and people love it. Come on, it's that leg.
Users globally return to Quest 2 for fitness every month, and VR fitness apps can be just as intense as a regular workout. They're great for when you can't get outside or want to get in a quick session in between activities. Some of the stories coming out of the fitness community are just awesome. One of my favorites is Linda, a grandmother of 7.
When my son came home with a Quest, I fell in love with it the moment.
Oh, she got into it. That's kind of cool.
When I first opened the app for Supernatural, the scenery is just so beautiful. You're just moving to the music. I was having fun. I was hooked.
Guns in those lasers, it's feeling good.
Moving with a purpose gave me
And you actually
purpose to move.
sweat so much in VR, like apps. It's crazy.
Deliberate fitness apps enjoy remarkable retention.
Actually, a
I think it's
pretty
because
good
they're fun,
exercise.
and you have the support of real communities out there, cheering each other on.
There are a lot of VR titles that bring the burn, such as Les Mills Body Combat, FitXR, and Supernatural. And they're always getting better, bringing on new instructors, classes, and moves.
Speaking of which, at the end of this month, Supernatural is launching knee strikes to better activate your core and work your lower body.
I wonder how they're
That's
gonna
right. People are going to be pumped for
capture
that
the
one.
movement of your knees.
Now we've got one more fitness experience that's making the move from App Lab. Get your jump shot ready because gym class
Oh,
is
gym
coming to the
class.
Quest store later
Nice.
this fall.
Let's do this.
This is gonna be big. Gym Class is a really well made game.
Let's go! I'm open!
Shoot!
Let's go! Let's run it back.
My jump shot is most definitely not
Oscar,
ready,
what's
but I
up,
can't
man?
wait to try.
Local.
In fact, I think I've tried pretty much every fitness app out there, and one thing you learn is that when you work out in VR, you're gonna work up a sweat.
So to help people stay active with confidence while keeping their headsets clean, later this month we're releasing the Meta Quest 2 Active Pack, available online in the Meta store on October 25th. This is our fitness accessory bundle with a wipeable facial interface, wrist straps, and adjustable knuckle straps to provide the perfect combination of comfort and control.
People have also been building some really neat fitness accessories for Quest, like
Okay, so
tension grips and
basically,
custom handles.
they already
It's
have
great
this
to see the
at
secondary market
Kiwi.
emerging. And this is just the beginning.
But I guess they're
As
gonna
part of the
be
Made for
making the
Meta
same
program,
exact thing,
formerly
but
Oculus
for
Ready,
Meta.
we're working with leading hardware makers to bring more accessories to Quest starting next year.
Yes, there's more we can do to unlock the power of the platform for fitness overall. This year, we shipped one of the features a lot of you were asking for: fitness tracking on the MetaQuest companion app and the health app on iOS.
We've seen how important these kinds of foundations are for developers. And we know fitness is a space with a ton of opportunity right now. So this fall, we're releasing the Fitness API Beta for select developers. It lets people share real-time fitness data and unlock things like custom stats or new levels based on the progress that they're making.
And in case you're the kind of person who needs some external motivation, next year we're also releasing a new way to share your fitness progress with selected friends so they can support you along the way.
That's sweet. Do you think real VR fishing counts as an upper body workout?
Yeah, good luck with that. But it's so exciting to watch fitness find its footing on Quest. When you can tie physical interaction and digital objects together, the possibilities are really endless. They extend way beyond fitness. This is only the first step.
It sure is. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Boz.
As you've seen so far, you can have a lot of fun in VR. You can hang out with friends, do a workout, play a game. Sometimes you can do all three at once. But you can also get work done.
All right, now it's getting
Now
into
while games,
productivity,
social, and fitness
and I
are
think we're
already
going to
here,
go
work is
into
really
the Quest
next
Pro.
major category of experiences that we want to unlock to bring VR to the next level. And if we're talking about work, let's get my boss back in the picture. Hey, Mark.
Hey, you know, the potential here is pretty huge. You know, like a lot of companies, we're planning for a future where work is more distributed. But as in-person work ramps up, we want everyone to have the ability to feel like they're present, even if they're not physically there. And there are definitely things that could improve the way that distributed teams actually work together.
I mean, no doubt. There are parts of being around other people that you just can't replace with video calls. It's true for hanging out with friends, too. And it's true for work.
Yeah, I mean, the feeling of presence that you get from VR, even today, can already be better than video chat. The clearest benefit is for communication itself, but it's also great for creative work that's best done in a shared space. Companies are already discovering that VR is uniquely good for this type of stuff.
I mean, it's amazing what's already being done. For example, companies are using VR to plan large-scale in-person events. At Logitech, they used ShapesXR, a collaborative creation app on Quest, to quickly explore different kinds of layouts and different designs together in real time.
Yeah, I mean, this is where VR just lets you do things that aren't even possible on a 2D screen.
I don't see this being used maybe like in the next couple of years, but honestly, in maybe like the next 10 years, absolutely.
Novartis uses Nanome, a VR molecular design and collaboration app in their drug discovery workflow. And ITC, a part of the United Nations, are running trainings and workshops in Arthur, a virtual office space on Quest 2.
Yeah, you can really collaborate at a distance in a completely new way here. And there's a lot more that we can do to unlock this for teams across all kinds of industries. We built Horizon Workrooms as a first step towards a virtual office in the metaverse. You know, it feels more like being there than any video call. You see more of people's body language, and the spatial audio gives you a sense of each person's place in the room. And you can have side conversations with the people sitting next to you, or gesture without physically being there together. It's hard to fully wrap your head around this until you get to experience it.
We've been holding a bunch of our team meetings in Workrooms over the last year, and it's amazing how much better it can be. There's just something magical about creating that feeling of being around people. Once you've experienced it, you know it's the future.
So we're continuing to improve the Workrooms experience, and starting early next year, you're going to be able to join Workrooms through Zoom too. We're also introducing breakout groups, so your team can shift from a big group presentation into smaller discussions in the same room. And with sticky notes for whiteboarding, you're going to be able to have group discussions and brainstorm in ways that you just can't do on video alone. We're also working on a new feature to import and review 3D models in a workroom, which is going to be really helpful for design and architecture and all kinds of other creative work.
We want this to be more than virtual meeting rooms. It's about the beginning of a virtual office in the metaverse. And that's why we're launching your personal office in Workrooms today.
So this is where you can focus and get things done. One of the best things about VR is that you can create environments that go beyond what's possible in the physical world, and of course that goes for productivity setups too. So you have instant access to your perfect workspace that's set up just how you want, no matter where you are.
So you might only have a 13-inch laptop in your physical space, but in your virtual office you can line up 3 huge monitors. This is great at home or at work, and even better when you're traveling. Eventually we think your Quest could be the only monitor that you'll actually need.
That'll be awesome. You know, we're still early in the shift to working in the metaverse, but the way people can collaborate in Workrooms shows that there's an opportunity for a VR headset designed from the ground up to be great for work, as well as playing games and hanging out. All right, Boz, I think it's time. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely time. Take it from here, Mark.
It's definitely the Quest Pro. It's time for the Quest Pro.
So this is an important moment. Virtual reality isn't some obscure hobby anymore. Millions of people use it to play games, work out, collaborate, or just have fun. Everyone from the newest indie developers to the most established tech companies are getting into this space. But for virtual reality to really reach its full potential, we need to get to the point where the 200 million people who buy new PCs each year for work can do some or all of their work even better in the metaverse. At Meta, we're focused on building the fundamental technology that will help bring the metaverse to life. Whether that's in virtual reality, augmented reality, or the social presence layer across both. What if you could collaborate with colleagues as if you were right there together, even if you were far apart? What if you had that perfect work setup and tools to design new things integrated right into the world around you? What if you could overlay your work and the people you're interacting with right on top of the physical world? This device would help you be more present, more productive, more you. So to deliver this, you'd need better quality graphics and tech that seamlessly works in both virtual and physical worlds. You can interact with people around you, be fully immersed when you want, and flow between states effortlessly. You need something comfortable with much richer ways to communicate. Technology that lets you do things that aren't possible with a laptop and go far beyond what you can do on a phone. And you'd need to be able to really express yourself, react to things naturally, show up in a way that feels authentic to you. I think that this is one of the most exciting technical challenges of our generation. Building technology to deliver that feeling of really being present with people, really being in another place. So we've taken everything we've learned from Quest 2 and designed an all-new headset to do just that. This is Meta Quest Pro.
There it is. Oh, it looks so nice. Quest Pro touch controllers. And there's a charging pad.
Quest Pro is the first in our new line of advanced headsets, built to expand what's possible in VR. It takes what people love about Quest 2 and adds a bunch of new technologies to help you do more in the metaverse. It's made for collaboration and creativity. It delivers more expression and a deeper feeling of connection than any other technology. With mixed reality built in, it lets you do things that just haven't even been possible before. It's all in a beautiful design that's comfortable to wear. So whether you're looking to work in a new way, or if you just want the very best experience that's available today, Quest Pro sets the standard. So to get into the details, let's check in with Angela Chang, who leads our Quest product team. And since this is a big day, let's go somewhere a bit special. This is the new Quest Pro home environment. When you put on your headset for the first time, this is where you'll be. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Mark.
All right, you finally get to show everyone what was in that briefcase at last year's Connect.
Finally, I'm so thrilled we get to bring Quest Pro to everyone. We have completely reimagined the VR headset as a powerful device for productivity, creative work, and multitasking. Quest Pro is our sleekest form factor yet, with a super thin set of lenses at the front and our first ever curved cell battery at the back to give it a perfect balance.
Yeah, it feels great from the moment that you put it on.
Right. We wanted to ensure a seamless transition from the physical world to the virtual. So our new headset design with its open periphery lets you see the physical room you're in. You can quickly jot down a note, grab something on your desk, or just be aware of what's happening around you. But you can also use Quest Pro's magnetic light blockers for a more immersive experience whenever you like.
We've also redesigned the whole optical stack to make it better than anything we've shipped before. The new pancake lenses work by folding light over several times.
That visor, hopefully,
compared to Quest 2.
It's not something else you have to buy. It comes in the box.
They also put more pixels in the center, giving you sharper, clearer visuals, which makes reading text a whole lot easier.
Yeah, and the LCD displays have 37% more pixels per inch than Quest 2. And thanks to our new local dimming technology, 75% more contrast, with richer and more vibrant colors that just make VR even more engaging. This is also our first device to use the new Snapdragon XR2 Plus processor that we worked on with Qualcomm. It's optimized for VR, so Quest Pro runs at 50% more power with better thermal dissipation, which gets a significantly better performance. And this is the first new chip from our deep partnership with Qualcomm.
And don't forget, the touch controllers are also new.
Yeah, the controllers are now basically their own computers, which is a bit ridiculous. We've re-engineered them to track themselves and also work a bit more like extensions of your hands.
Yeah, the new sensors track their position in 3D space all on their own without using the headset, so you can get a full 360-degree range of motion. And they include our new True Touch haptics, which give a wider and more precise range of feedback effects.
So when you pick them up, they also feel a lot more balanced and natural in your hands without that LED ring.
You can even add a stylus tip on the controllers, turning them into tools for writing or sketching.
Oh, that's
you can try
cool.
this on the whiteboard in Workrooms, where you just flip them around and write directly against your own physical desk.
I feel like that's going to be an add-on you have to buy.
Unlocks entirely new things, like much better collaborative and creative virtual meetings.
Speaking of meetings, we also thought a lot about how to help you keep the headset charged and ready to go the moment you get an incoming call or just want to get something done. So we're including an all-new charging dock that fits great on your workspace and keeps both the headset and controllers charged at the same time. Another key technology for enabling collaborative meetings virtually is mixed reality, where we have to account for both the physical and digital elements in the environment.
Yeah, being able to blend the world around you with the virtual world and bring all the creative and expressive power of digital to your physical surroundings, this is a big step forward. Mixed reality is going to power some of the most interesting experiences you can have with Quest Pro. It's the next major step for VR and an important milestone on the path to building the metaverse.
We began the journey to mixed reality when we released Presence Platform, our family of AI-powered tools that help developers build VR experiences that incorporate the physical world.
We built mixed reality into our SDKs for Quest 2 to make it easy for developers to start experimenting. But these experiences are so compelling that you really want a device that's designed from the ground up with them in mind.
Absolutely. Quest Pro uses high-resolution cameras that capture 4 times as many pixels as Quest 2, and an additional RGB camera to turn pass-through into full color, along with a depth system made to understand your environment and work with it.
Yeah, you can see the people around you, and with scene understanding and anchoring, objects in your room can become part of the virtual experience. This is going to unlock some really interesting new uses. And this is just the beginning for mixed reality. As more developers explore the capabilities in Presence Platform, you're going to see entirely new categories of things getting built.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
really hope
Another big part of Quest Pro is how much more
there are
expressive
things that you can
be.
customize
You
on the
see here
headset.
how people's avatars reflect
It
their
doesn't seem like
expressions and
there's going to be
reactions.
much.
This makes your shared social experiences so much stronger. It's powered by our Movement SDK, our newest addition to Presence Platform.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm eating code. I'm really hungry.
Movement SDK enables avatars to mimic expressions in real time using Quest Pro's inward-facing cameras.
And this is really important for that feeling of social presence. When we communicate, all our non-verbal expressions and gestures are often even more important than what we say. And the way we connect virtually needs to reflect that too. Just think about all the little things you pick up when you're with other people, like the moment that they begin to break into a smile, or when they raise their eyebrow as someone says something interesting. Your avatar should be able to express all of that and more.
Today, our avatars rely on spatial audio and immersive graphics to help create a sense of social presence. But facial expressions and body language will be total game changers for remote meetings and virtual performances in the metaverse. This is another reason why Quest Pro is a big step forward for communication, including for work. More people work in distributed teams now, and being able to share a space with your coworkers and feel like you're really together is something that's still missing. We spoke a bit before about how Workrooms on Quest 2 is already unique for virtual meetings. It's going to be even more powerful when people's avatars can show more of their facial expressions and body language.
Yeah, one of the challenges for distributed work is how to bring people together to interact in a shared space. If a few people are in a conference room and a few more are dialing in, the experience is just never really that great. So we're building a better way, using everything Quest Pro brings to the table. And we call it Magic Room. It lets you meet in mixed reality and share the same space. You can use a whiteboard, bring in 3D objects, Everyone is present and has the same tools, whether they're in full VR or in mixed reality. We think that this will help hybrid teams collaborate, and we're hoping to ship this next year. Now, these are just some of the things that are going to be possible with Quest Pro. This is a high-end device designed for work and for people who want the best experience that we can build today. We're really excited to get this into your hands, and it's available for pre-order starting today for $14.99.
Oh, it's exactly what
Now,
the leaks were all accurate. The price, we'll be able to pre-order it now, and it's going to be coming out on the 25th. Exactly how sadly it's Bradley said it.
What you can see here is the start of a whole new way of working in the metaverse. This will go beyond VR because people work on all sorts of devices, and you should be able to collaborate and feel present with anyone no matter where they are or what device they're using.
We've updated Workrooms, so you can join a virtual office from whatever supported device you're on and still get some of that feeling of social presence in a shared space. It's also going to work with Meta's other main work products, Workplace and Portal, to create a unified digital office we think can make distributed work so much better.
And we're not the only ones who are optimistic about the future of work in the metaverse. Over the last year, we've been working with dozens of partners to create new experiences for people who are looking to get things done in VR and beyond.
At Connect last year, we spoke about potential for creative people to work in true 3D. And next year, we're going to have a great option for that. Autodesk is updating their collaborative design review app to take advantage of the new possibilities unlocked by the Quest Pro.
And Adobe is also working to help people get more done in VR. Next year, they'll begin releasing a suite of apps for professional 3D creators, designers, and artists, from collaborative design reviews to Substance 3D Modeler using Quest Pro's controllers. And there's one more partnership that I want to highlight today that I think is going to be really important to the future of the metaverse.
Yeah, I know you've got a special guest lined up to talk about this one, so I'll leave you to it. Have fun!
All right, yeah, I'm excited for this. Thanks, Angela. Microsoft has been at the heart of work and computing since the earliest days. And they're one of the many companies across our industry that are now building the future of the metaverse. And as Quest Pro makes new kinds of work possible in VR, I'm really excited to be able to work with them. So to talk more about this, I'm here with Microsoft's chairman and CEO, Satya Nadella.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hi, Mark. It's great to be here with you, and congrats on the Meta Quest Pro.
Thanks. I'm glad we can finally share this with the world. Now, we knew early on that we wanted this to be a great device for getting work done. And working with Microsoft is a big part of making that happen. Do you want to share a little bit more about what we're working on together?
Sure. I mean, as you said, at Microsoft, we're incredibly excited about the metaverse and how digital and physical worlds are coming together and transforming everything from telehealth to remote maintenance to gaming, and of course, the way we do work. We're taking an approach to ensure that our software can benefit users on all their favorite devices. And that's why I'm so thrilled about what we're announcing today and how we're bringing together the power of many of our most popular productivity tools with the new VR devices you're announcing.
Yeah, so the main reason that we're in this space is that we think that VR can be very powerful for social connection. And with the Quest Pro, we want to bring more of that into the work context as well, where Microsoft already has some incredibly successful products in the market. So why don't we start there?
No, absolutely, Mark. Microsoft Teams is the most ubiquitous advanced platform for work today, and it's becoming essential to how hundreds of millions of people meet, call, chat, collaborate, and do business. And so we're clearly going through a once-in-a-lifetime change in how we work, and every organization today is looking for new ways to reconnect, re-energize their workforce at home, in the office, and everywhere in between. And that's why we are bringing Microsoft Teams immersive meeting experience to Meta Quest in order to give people new ways to connect with each other. You can connect, share, collaborate as though you were together in person. And in the future, you'll be able to use other avatars, including meta avatars, in immersive experiences in Teams meetings too. Just think about how powerful whiteboarding or brainstorming or even Teams meetups can be in this space.
Another piece of this is that we're working on enabling Horizon Workrooms for teams.
There's kind of there's a lot of these workrooms, like work-focused root or apps and whatnot. I'm kind of getting confused on how many there are. There's a lot to track.
Foundation of the virtual office of the future. But this goes beyond Teams. Another big piece of your work platform is coming to Quest, right?
No, that's absolutely right. We've been thinking about how to bring the power of Microsoft 365 and Windows 365 to 3D spaces to really help drive productivity and enable you to create.
So it's basically Facebook and Microsoft against Apple, maybe.
Coming to Quest, you'll be able to interact with sort of content from all your favorite productivity apps, right? Whether it's Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, giving you even more flexibility in how you collaborate and get work done. And with Windows 365 coming to Quest, you'll have a new way to securely stream the entire Windows experience, including all the personalized apps, content, settings to your VR device with the full power of Windows and Windows applications.
So this is going to be great for anyone who wants to build out their virtual office on Quest Pro. So you'll have a great Microsoft Teams experience through VR, a way to join Teams meetings and workrooms, and you'll have the whole Microsoft 365 suite available too. And for bigger companies who want to roll out VR devices to their employees, we've also got some great news.
Yes, absolutely. Being able to manage and secure all devices connecting to your network is absolutely crucial for any business, and that's just as true for a VR headset as it is for a smartphone or a laptop. Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Intune in combination will support MetaQuest and MetaQuest Pro. This means companies that want to provision these devices can be confident that all security and management options they expect from PCs and mobile devices will carry over to VR.
Now, there's one final aspect of our partnership that I want to talk about, and that's gaming.
That's absolutely right, Mark. I'm really excited about gaming. When you step back, one thing we have learned is how immersive experiences in gaming can help create real community and connection. In fact, many people are already playing our most popular games like Flight Simulator and Minecraft in VR today. And with xCloud Gaming, you can stream hundreds of games to any device, allowing you to connect with gamers in all new ways, whether they're right next to you or sitting on the other side of the world. And we're partnering to bring the service to MetaQuest Store. You'll be able to play 2D games with your Xbox controller projected on a massive screen on Quest. It's early days, but we're excited for what's to come. Who knows?
Xbox Cloud Gaming.
We'll be playing Flight Simulator together in VR.
I'm down for that. All right, thanks so much for joining us today, Satya, and thanks for the partnership.
Thank you, Mark.
And there's another element of this relationship that we want to talk about today that's going to play a big part in how businesses begin deploying VR. Accenture has spent the past few years changing how they work. They've been rolling out new technologies like virtual reality to their workforce to accelerate the shift, and they're helping other businesses make this change too. In fact, they work with 3/4 of the companies in the Fortune Global 500, so they have a pretty big impact on how many businesses work. And now, Accenture's chair and CEO, Julie Sweet, is going to join me to talk more about what's coming next. Hey, Julie.
Hi, Mark. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. Accenture is one of the world's biggest employers, and you've been growing rapidly over the last few years.
It's been a transformative period for us. We now have more than 700,000 people around the world. Even prior to the pandemic, we were probably the largest global company with a truly remote workforce. And we saw the potential for new technology.
I'm going to cut the live stream here. Hopefully I'm not missing anything big. I feel like everything that they wanted to say pretty much came out. So all the new games that's coming out, right? Like
obviously, this became
on Chapter 2 for Saints and Sinners and Among Us. Quest Pro is confirmed. This Xbox collaboration is confirmed. Pretty big things. So I'm going to go make videos about it real quick. So I'm going to call it off. If you watch this and stop by